Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another manga review. And today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Fire Force Volume 3 from Atsushi Okuba. So in the last volume, we saw the confrontation between Shinra and Joker revealed that he knows about Shinra's dark past and how his mother died in the fire, but he also reveals that Shinra's brother Sho is still alive, which rattles Shinra, of course, because he remembers the fire and how both his mother and brother were killed. But, that's an important plot point for later on, and that's all I'll say for now. So, moving on. We're also introduced to the captain of Company 5, Princess Hibana, and how she's working with the Hajime Industries creating more powerful infernals, and how Hibana has a connection with Sister Iris, who you see on the cover right there. And then the volume ended with Sister Iris wanting to confront Hibana, but she was captured, and so Company 8 is going to rescue Iris, and there's a great battle to unfold. So let's get right to it. I love how Fire Force does these character bios at the start of the volume, just to give you a quick recap, a summary, and how they're all connected to each other. So you got Company 8, those are our main heroes. The supposed villain, for now, Princess Hibana. The serial killer turned infernal. That's right, in the last volume, they turned the serial killer into the infernal. And I mentioned this last time as well, I'll say it again. There's a lot of similarities to this series and Bleach, in my opinion. You have the Hollows, very similar to Infernals, right? I mean, just look at them. You have the companies and the captains, same thing with Bleach, and how there's a hierarchy there, where this is Squad 1, Company 1, Leonard Burns, and you see later on in this volume, he flexes his powers, and he's pretty powerful. So it's kind of like Old Man Yama, right? So just a connection I thought I'd note. And also, I gotta mention this every time with Tamaki. A girl with an unfortunate, lucky leecher lore condition. So, that poor girl, that poor Tamaki, which I love Tamaki. Screw the haters. So yeah, we got Arthur going up against this crazy mad scientist and the Infernal. And I love how they put number 5 there for Company 5, this monstrosity with his grin. And Arthur, he thinks he's King Arthur because he wields the flame sword Excalibur. And he talks all like proper, like a knight, clad in vestments of gold. Like, what? I'm a knight. So here's Iris being looked after by Hibana, which, yeah, they humiliated her in the last volume where they burned off her clothes, so she gives her a coat now. And we see the sexiness of Hibana because, just look at her. She might be crazy. She's completely insane, as a matter of fact, but she is smoking hot. And I love her eyes. You can say they're like crosses because she used to be a nun as well. That's her connection with Iris. But also, it could have to do with flowers? I don't know. Maybe it's more so crosses. I think they look good. So Arthur's battling this guy. He's getting knocked down a few times, but him being the powerful knight, he keeps getting up. And yeah, I'm no mere knight. I am the Knight King. Shut your pie hole. And he keeps getting knocked down, but he channels his energy for one last attack. And he does Violet Slash. Oh, I thought it said slash. It's Violet Flash. I was like, Violet Flash. Oh, well, same difference. So, yeah, Arthur defeats that Infernal. Good for him. We get some more battles. These are Hibana's underlings. 5th Angels 3, 3-on-3, Triple Fillet, Slasher, version 2.3. And then Maki just punching away. So many numbers, too many. So Maki's punching them all. There's the lieutenant with her. And he's amazed by her powers. Shinra is going to confront Hibana, but he remembers his encounter for last time where she defeated him pretty easily. Well, that's not stopping the true hero from saving the day. And as this continues, we get more flashbacks of how Hibana was in the church with Iris and watched the church burn down. That's what set her on her dark path. So Shinra shows up and is like, I gotta save Sister Iris. And again, she's using her powers to make him fall down. He loses his balance. But again, that's not stopping Shinra. It's all in my head. I gotta keep getting up. I'm a true hero. What's he say right here? And if I'm a hero in my head, then I can be a hero for real. So as Hibana uses her attacks, they're all like fire flowers. They're all named after flowers. And you see later on, they're actually the names of her sisters in the church. Which there's another attack, well, not even attack later, but a reference to Iris later on. So yeah, I love Shinra's poses. He's just a fucking badass, man. I love the dude. But he keeps trying to attack. Hibana's overpowering him for now. But again, he can do it. And yeah, so she's mocking him about, you pray to your God. Oh, I don't believe in God anymore because, she was in the church, watched it all burn down, and gave it up, claiming that she's a devil because why would she be spared? And here's the flashback right there, watching the church burn down, and you see the look in her eyes. But after that, she's like, well, if the church spared me and didn't spare the other ladies, then there's no real God. Rips off her cross. Which, how does that even make sense? If it spared her, I guess then God is real, right? But she sort of thinks that, why would it spare a villain like me? Anyway, so she's doing more of her attacks. Shinra's bracing for impact, not falling down. And he says, well, I gotta help you. I gotta help you overcome your dark past. Listen, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm doing it all to help you. And she's looking at him like, what? What do you mean help me? And giving a speech about how he's a true hero. There might not be any real heroes right now, but I'm going to be one someday. So he punches her right in the face. And he wants to bring the delusional lady back to her senses, man. The delusional lady. So yeah, here's the flashback. Hibana was so cute in her church attire. What happened? And here's all the other nuns doing the different flowers. Sakura. And there you go. And then the one nun shows up and says, stop this madness. Don't use those fires. You're going to burn the whole thing down. Which was some foreshadowing, I suppose. So yeah, Hibana promises Iris shall show the flowers one day when you're older. And then some days pass, the spontaneous human combustion, death by fire. And everyone died except for Iris and Hibana. And then she wanted to research the fires and figure out what the hell is causing the spontaneous human combustion. But that took her down a dark road. And again, you see, like, look at her fucking face right there. Holy shit, she's nuts. So she leaves the church. And, like, look at this. Don't let the flames burn you. What the hell? And starts working with the Hajime Industries. And then wakes up with Shinra looking on and says, I saved her. And I love this pose of him right here. I'll come to your rescue anytime. I'm a true hero. Look at this dude. Such a badass. So with that, Hibana has reformed herself. And Iris says, I want to see your flowers again. Yeah, because she asked, why did you even come here, Iris? Well, I want to see your flowers again. I did promise, didn't I? And she has these pretty iris flowers as they look on. I love you, Nissan. Which, yeah, they said in the back of Volume 2, they said Nissan refers to like a sisterly figure. So that could either refer to her as, being a sister in the church or also as just, a sisterly figure who's not related to her by blood. Really cute scene. So with that, they contact Captain Obi and they're surveying the damage. Like, these are all the people that Maki defeated all by herself. And there you go. And then we get this funny scene. So first, Iris says, why don't Company 5 and Company 8 have dinner together? Let's call a truce. And then Hibana says, I've fallen in love. Like, who's she fallen in love with? What? So here's their barbecue. There's the lieutenant grilling everything real quick. We have Maki summons her sputters and flares. And then Arthur is like, die, Will-O-Wisp. What are you doing? Why are you destroying those flares? The lieutenant told me if Maki is playing with fire, kill it! It's a party! So yeah, the two captains are talking, Hibana and Obi, and she says, I sort of went down a dark path researching these infernals and spontaneous human combustion, but somebody had to do it. And again, look at that face. The only way to face this shitty world was to fight evil with evil. But the warmth of the flames, how kind justice can be, I was able to get another taste of this ideal, fighting the evil in this world. And, praising Shinra. And then Obi's like, oh, well, Company 8's proud to have him. He's our little hero. So, yeah. And then, again, talking about who else is out there creating the Infernals, because it wasn't just her and the Hajime Industries. And they conclude that it's in Company 1's jurisdiction. So they got to infiltrate Company 1 and figure out who's causing the problem there. And we met Leonard Burns last time. He's captain of Company 1. We also meet his lieutenant priests. We have Hugh Lan Lee, Reki Hoshimiya, and Karim Flam. This guy's crazy, too. Some of it, what he says later on. But yeah, we got the Infernals doing battle. Another day in the Fire Force. And when they go back to Company 8, they see this. What's this supposed to mean? And there's a note on the door. Muscle Brain's a gorilla moron. Give Shinra a raise. And he's looking at that. What the hell is going on? And Hibana's there. And he's like, what are you here for again? And I guess every day since, she's been reformed, she keeps visiting Shinra. Like, oh, I brought him some lunch. I brought him this. I brought him that. So, yeah. Hibana has a thing for Shinra, which I don't know the ages of all these characters. I think Shinra is like either 17 or 18. But I would imagine this woman is in her 20s. So, I don't know. But good for her, I guess. And I guess she's infatuated by him because, he saved her. And look at their faces right there. Do something on this shit. Get this crazy bitch out of here. Oh, you do like that lunch, do you? Damn it, she's probably my subordinate to food. So as that's going on, they start talking, and the girls, I love this. We're off to borrow the boys' shower room. Yeah, because the girls' shower room is out of order, so they're all going to have some girl bonding together. And we get this, sexy-ass scene right there, which, some nice bonding. And it's been a long time since Hibana saw Iris, so she's like, oh, you're maturing properly. Look at you. And again, who's the hottest here? I would have to say it's probably Hibana, but you can't go wrong with either of them. There you go. So, upon hearing that, we see Shinra, damn it, naked bonding time, and he's making this face of his nose bleeds, and Arthur says, you think you could be a hero with that villainous face? Look at this face, man. You know what? I would make that face, too, if they were in the next room. Leave my face out of this. So, Obi's had enough of this nonsense. They can't concentrate, and he says to Shinra and Arthur to get the hell out, but not in that sense. He wants them to infiltrate Company 1 to get to the bottom of the Infernals. But also, it's meant to be a humorous moment as well. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do this work, and you're here just thinking about these ladies in the shower next door. So, there's other members who end up joining. There's this guy, Juggernaut. I think he was from, Company 2? And he's afraid of flames, right? It's like, what the fuck? But he can use fire powers. So... there you go. We have Maki with her cute little hat. I love this little hat. Look at her. She looks so cute there. And she's escorting her men to join Company 1. And this is like a little pro. I guess the Fire Force can do this from time to time where they have new recruits go to other companies and see how they operate. And they made this guy, I believe his name was Flam, right? It's not Flame, it's Flam. At least that's how it's spelled. And just the way he talks is like, what is he saying? Your ass looks like an ass. Be a good little ass and ass like an ass should ass. What? So, yeah, Shinra wants to confront Captain Burns because he was the one who saved Shinra as a young boy. But he's making this face, and they're like, why are you making that face, kid? What are you doing? So as they're here, they start saluting. But because, and they mentioned this last time, too, how there's different people in the Fire Force. We have ex-military, there's priests, etc., and these guys are kind of like the ex-military, so they do salute, but then he's got the priests and they're praying, and he says, in Company 1, we pray, so will you please pray, and they all get together, and Shinra says, Burns wants to test all their powers, so Shinra says, if I can get a hit on you, will you answer a question of mine? So that's what they do. We see Tamaki again, which, there she is, and she's like, oh, what are these brats doing here? They're fighting the captain? Oh, no. And we get Juggernaut, who's afraid of fire. And he jobs real quick. So they get their crazy pose. This guy's power, Flam, he's got a pretty cool power where he has like this trumpet-looking thing. And he turns fire into ice. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's just a way to introduce some new characters. And they're thinking one of these three has to be the culprit creating Infernals. Which again, this volume towards the end does some good foreshadowing. You still don't necessarily know who it is, but it's definitely one of the three, right? So yeah, Burns is going to go against Arthur at first. And you see he's got this eye patch, which it starts glowing with flames. He just has such badass designed characters, man. So Arthur's charging in with Excalibur. And And the way, like, he has his coat on, too, where it's on his shoulders, but not through the sleeves. Like, it's just such a fucking badass design. So, Excalibur's no match. He stops it with his hand. Then Shinra comes in, starts kicking away. I guess he does land a few hits, but Burns is blocking them all. And he's like, why'd you become a fire soldier? And he reveals, well, my brother and mother both died in the fire, so I got to solve the mystery and be a true hero. You still have a long way to go, boy. And he kicks him away. But he's like, not bad, not bad. So, yeah. Tamaki shows up. And this guy, whoa, you can't let your lucky leech your lore condition activate so easily, Tamaki. More on that later. So, again, early on, I think that it's a better shot early on showing, like, their collars. Maybe is it this panel? That's why I say, like, the good foreshadowing. Yeah, you see their collars? You see this collar, right? And this ominous smile. We may run into some interference, but it shouldn't be any trouble. The infernalization should proceed unhindered. Ho, ho, ho. So it's one of these fuckers. One of these fuckers is scheming. Or could it be all of them? That's for you to find out. So, yeah, the lieutenant's checking on him. Hibana wants to know about her Shinra. And, okay. So here's Tamaki's lucky leecher lore activating. She's knocking on the door, telling Arthur and Shinra to, get on their assignments. And as she opens the door, Arthur is grabbing where the doorknob was, but he grabs her right down there. And she says, what do you think you're doing, you super perv? And then starts talking to Shinra. And her ass falls right on his face. Like, what the fuck? Stay away from me. Quit it with your lucky leecher lore stuff. And she's a cat, so she's doing, like, meows. Meow. So they hear the alarm. They got to go solve the infernal crisis. Everyone's going out there to see who's doing it this time. Infernal's ravaging the land. But this dude, he's got his trumpet or whatever, turns it to ice, so can't be him, right? Can't be him. But then look at this. We see a hand with what looks like a bug and a normal person. And turns into an infernal. So yeah, it's one of the collared people. And right there, Shinra confronts him, and it's two of them. So, what the fuck? Why is Company 1 turning people into infernals? To be continued in Volume 4. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoy the series quite a bit. I love the designs of the characters. The battles are pretty cool. The fire abilities. You got the sexy-ass fan service. This is a really sweet scene with the two of them. And then this shower scene, which I haven't seen the Fire Force anime yet. But I imagine they said, oh no, can't have that. Where is it? And leave a if you watch the whole video, leave a comment down below of which of the three is your favorite, if I can find it real quick. I would have to go with Hibana. But, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out.